America is often described as a military superpower. But here's the uncomfortable question most people avoid. What if America's real power rarely comes from invasion at all? When people think of power, they imagine troops, tanks, and missiles, visible force, clear enemies, clear wars. But the most effective power in the modern world doesn't look like war. It looks like normal. Global trade routes, financial markets opening every morning, currencies being trusted without question. All of that feels neutral, even boring, but neutrality can be a form of dominance. America doesn't need to invade most countries because the system they operate in is already structured around American rules, not by accident, and not overnight. Power today isn't about controlling land, it's about controlling incentives. If a country wants access to global markets, stable investment, reliable finance, or international legitimacy, it must operate inside a system that America helped design and still anchors. That's not coercion in the traditional sense. No tanks at the border, no flags being planted, just choices that don't really feel like choices. The dollar is a good place to start. It isn't just a currency, it's an infrastructure. Energy, trade, debt, and reserves all move through it. Not because countries love America, but because the system rewards participation and punishes isolation. And here's the critical point. Once a system becomes global, opting out becomes more dangerous than staying in. That's how power sustains itself quietly. America also doesn't rule alone. It leads networks, alliances, institutions, standards, norms. NATO, global finance, trade frameworks, technology ecosystems. None of these look like domination. They look like cooperation. But cooperation has a center of gravity. And when crises hit, wars, pandemics, financial shocks, the world doesn't ask who has the biggest army. It asks who can stabilize the system. That moment of dependency is where real power shows itself. This is also why American power often appears messy, inconsistent, even chaotic. Different administrations, different rhetoric, internal division broadcast to the world. But the system underneath barely moves. Elections change leadership. They don't rewrite global architecture. That's why rivals don't just challenge America militarily, they try to build alternatives, new currencies, new institutions, new trade routes. And yet, most of those alternatives still depend on the very system they claim to replace. Which raises an uncomfortable thought. Is American power strong because it's enforced, or because the world keeps choosing it? And maybe the most provocative question of all, if power today works best when it's invisible, how would we even recognize the moment it starts to disappear? That's the part of the story most people stop thinking about.